One question I thought about was the once saved, always saved crew. Is there anything to be said about that? Is that accurate? Is that an accurate way to talk about this? We talked a little bit about it at the beginning.
It depends on what you mean by it, right?
Yeah.
Everything comes down to definitions.
That's right.
Once saved, always saved. So in my upbringing, in some Baptist traditions, that meant as long as you prayed a sinner's prayer and meant it at one point in your life, you're good. Like kind of
Right.
like hell insurance. I mean, that's a very crass way to say it, but that was functionally
Blessed insurance.
Oh my gosh. And in one way, is that whole way of thinking is what reading the Bible created a crisis for me, because I was like, I'm not seeing that mentality anywhere else, right? If anything, Paul is saying, test yourselves and make sure you're in the faith. It's like, oh, so you're not like, oh, great, you prayed, you're good. I can move on. It's like, no, he's challenging you to go make sure the car drives. Is the car driving? So, but if what we mean is it true that when you are really in the faith that you can't leave? I think that is what the Bible teaches.
I think it's exactly what the Bible teaches.
That it's what is it? Is it in John, talking about the sheep, Jesus talks about no one can snatch them out of my hand.
John 10.
John 10. It's like there is some really obvious, like there are some real big statements that like once you're in the hand of God, once you're in Christ's hand, no one can snatch you. What can separate us? Romans 8. I mean, there's so much
That's right.
New Testament evidence for once you are saved and in him, there is no leaving.
Yeah. The important thing to do is just make sure that last piece is connected to it, which is, and this is where sometimes the once saved, always saved crowd can miss this, is the last piece that attaches to that is you utterly belong to him. He will keep you to the end. This is Jude 1:1. This is, like he's going to keep you. And everybody who's in him will mature, will walk in faith,
Right.
will ultimately grow in obedience, or they aren't in him.
Right.
This is how 1 John talks, right? On the one hand, you can have the Son and have the Spirit. That's definitive. It's certain. And also, if you don't keep his commandments, you're a liar and the truth is not in you. So we prove our salvation by the fruit we bear, you know? It doesn't mean we're saved by it,
Right.
but it is the verification that there's something under the hood.
Right. Or Jesus will say it, this way you'll know a tree by its fruit.
Yeah.
A pastor friend of ours used the analogy of a house that was vacant and the yard is full of weeds, right? It's like, but all of a sudden somebody new moved in and slowly they started pulling the weeds and planting grass. And it's like, if you were to drive by that at any particular time, you might not know whether someone lived there or not. But the truest sign is that change over time, that like over time, change is happening. And we should have, that's one of the things that I say to our children who are asking these questions or people. How can I know? It's like, well, is there evidence of a new owner in your life that those weeds are getting pulled and new things are being planted?
Well, and that's kind of, in some ways, the answer to the second question, which is kind of that whole like, okay, I believe everything that was said, but I've sinned in some big ways.
Right.
How can I have any confidence that I'm a Christian? When I was dealing with pornography addiction, this is something I felt, gosh, I really love Jesus. And also doing some things he hates,
Right.
Consistently, hate that I'm doing them,
Right.
wanting that to stop, but not finding the victory I want. Find victory in other parts of my life, not in this life. I mean, not in this part. But I think you're right to say change over time is one of the things that was really helpful for me to understand that you can't just look at one. You can't look at a human life like a photograph. You have to look at like a videotape. In a photograph, it looks like that guy's a porn addict.
Right.
In a video, it's like, well, I'm seeing you this year and I'm seeing what you were last year, and I'm seeing that there's some sanctification happening.
Right.
And while I would hope that all of us could be folks who overnight are done with all sin,
Right.
the truth is most of us, that's just not what's happening in our life. It's progressive sanctification.
Right. And the thing that actually motivates that and empowers it is security.
Yeah.
It's a sense of I'm really his.
That's right.
And I can't get out of it. Like, I can't sin my way out of this thing. He loves me. He's purchased me.
Yeah.
And that is the thing that actually gives you the engine you need in those moments
Yeah.
of fighting against sin.